What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Eli, and I am back with another video today to talk to you guys about the top 50 NBA free agents currently that could be available. But before we get into it, you guys know the drill. Go ahead and click thumbs up and subscribe below if you're new to the channel. So this is actually an article by Hoops Rumors, but I just want to give you guys insight on to see exactly who is looking up for potential becoming a free agent in the 2025 NBA season. The number one person that could become a free agent is the one and only Paul George. Very outstanding forward. It's going to be interesting to see if he stays with the Clippers and resigns, or if he decides to look for a new team. Obviously, you can see that's what player option means, right? They have the option to decide. Tyrese Maxey, right, with the Philadelphia 76ers. It looks like he is actually now a registered free agent, and he is going to be available. So it's going to be interesting to see which teams are interested in him. Obviously, he's a very, very great guard, still young, has a lot of room to grow. Just phenomenal player overall. And then we got Pascal Siakam, right? The forward. And I think it looks like he may have just signed with the Pacers. But I could be wrong. But it's going to be interesting to see exactly what he does on the Pacers. And then we have LeBron James, right? LeBron James is currently in the position where he can become a free agent or he can stay with the Lakers, right? So I would suggest he's probably going to stay with the Lakers, right? If he's got his son that's currently trying out with the Lakers, Bronny, I could imagine that he wants to play with his son, which will be kind of interesting. If they are both going to end up playing for the Lakers, that will probably make history, right? The first son and father duo that play in the NBA on the same team. Then we have OG Anunoby. I think that's how you pronounce it. But obviously you guys are familiar with him. Very great player as well. He's currently in the player option, which means, like I said before, he has the option to either stay with his current team or leave them. And then we have DeMar DeRozan, right? He is able to leave Chicago, as I'm saying. So we'll see if that ends up becoming the move for him. Emmanuel quickly, okay, looks like he is not looking to re-sign with the Raptors. So it looks like he's a registered free agent as well. We have Nick Clayton from the Nets, James Harden from the Clippers. We have Malik Monk with the Kings. We have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, another great player. Obviously, I remember when he played for the Pistons for a very short amount of time. Very great guard. But looks like he's going to be potentially leaving the Nuggets, right? Same thing with him. He has that player option where he can choose to re-sign unless there's another team that shows more interest and potentially gives him a better offer. Then obviously he's going to go with that. Miles Bridges for the Hornets. Looks like his contract is coming to an end. What's pretty funny is because I remember at one point I think the Detroit Pistons were looking to get him. I know that he got in some legal trouble. So that was the move that they were going to potentially make. At number 13, we have Isaiah Hartenstein, right? Looks like he played for the Knicks. Pretty decent center. Looks like until he had an ankle injury. But he set some new career highs last season. He had 8.3 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists per game, and 1.2 steals per game, which is pretty exceptional, right? Especially if he's a younger player. And then we've had Klay Thompson. Many of you guys have heard the stuff about Klay Thompson, right? He actually unfollowed the Warriors when he found out he was going to become a free agent. It's going to be interesting to see, who exactly could potentially pick him up. And then we have Tyus Jones from the Wizards, guard from the Wizards. Looks like somebody can potentially pick him up. Tobias Harris, right, from the Sixers. Absolutely phenomenal forward. Really did his thing for the Sixers. 17.6 points per game, 6.6 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists per game. Just a phenomenal player to have on your team. So it'll be interesting to see who picks him up. We got Patrick Williams from the Bulls. Number 18, we got Gary Trent Jr. Number 19, we got Royce O'Neal. Number 20 is Isaac Okoro. Oh, it looks like we got D'Angelo Russell, right? Lakers guard. And it says here that he was averaging 18 points per game in his career, along with 6.3 assists per game as his career best. which is pretty cool. I guess this happened in the playoff series again versus Denver in 2023. Also a really great guard, right? I think a lot of teams, if they're looking for a strong guard, Tyrese Maxey, D'Angelo Russell, and even our next at number 22, Buddy Hield, right? Also from the Sixers, which is kind of puts the 76ers in a rough spot, right? If they're going to be losing Tyrese Maxey and Buddy Hield, they're definitely going to want to be picking up, another guard that can, fill those positions. And maybe they'll even pick up D'Angelo Russell. We'll see here. At number 23, we have Caleb Martin. 24, we have Simeon Fontecchio. 25, we got Jonas Valanciunas, Pelican center. Number 26, Obi Toppin. Right, Obi Toppin started really making a name for himself. Had some great games last season. Kind of a high flyer, but can also shoot the three, which is pretty impressive. We have Derrick Jones, obviously for the Mavericks. He did a really great job this season. Did absolutely phenomenal. I think, really playing his role in the finals as well, too. Regrettably, obviously, the Mavericks fell up short. And then at number 28, we have DeAnthony Melton, another guard for Sixers. So they literally have 3 guards, which is probably all their, point guard, shooting guard position. Some of these guys can play both. I can imagine they're losing, 3 out of 4, maybe even 3 out of 5 guards that they currently have on their team. Number 29 is Kyle Anderson. Number 30 is Kelly Oubre. Wow. So the Sixers have a lot of players that they could potentially lose. 31, Russell Westbrook. He's player option. So same thing with Russell Westbrook. He can either re-sign with the Clippers, or if he finds a team that's providing him a better offer, that's going to certainly help. What's kind of crazy here is you see they have Russell Westbrook and as well as James Harden becoming a free agent, and as well as Paul George. Now, that's a really big part of their team to be losing. So Clippers are definitely going to have to start getting creative. They're going to want to make sure that they, they get the right players. Now, I am aware that they still have Kawhi Leonard, which is super great. But, losing Russell, losing Paul George, and losing James Harden, that's a lot of great talent to be losing, right? All in the same year. And number 32 is going to be Gary Harris. Okay, we got 33, Najee Marshall. Number 34, Malik Beasley. He's another phenomenal guard forward. Played for the Bucks. We got Monte Morris at number 35 from the Timberwolves. Number 36, Haywood Highsmith from the Heat. Number 37, Precious Ashua, which is a forward and center for the Knicks. We got Goga Badazi from the Magic. We have Nicholas Batum from the Sixers as well. Wow, right? So the Sixers and as well as the Clippers look like they're really losing out with the free agents, right? Hopefully they try to re-sign some of those players, because if not, other teams will go ahead and swoop them up. Andre Drummond from the Bulls. Absolutely love Andre Drummond, right? Obviously, he's had 2 All-Star appearances. He did really well for the starting center for the Detroit Pistons for a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes as well. All right. Obviously, I don't think that he started for the Bulls, right? They had Nikola Vucic be the starter for the Chicago Bulls. 41, here we have Markelle Fultz, right? Fultz is a pretty great guard as well. It seems a bit that Magic are losing quite a bit of players, too, from last season, which is kind of a bummer. Okay, then we have Jalen Smith. He averaged 9.9 points when he was playing for the Pacers. Same thing with him. He has that option where he can either re-sign with the Pacers or he can leave. Sadiq Bey, right, forward for the Hawks. Looks like he's going to become a free agent. He did really, really well with the Detroit Pistons. I don't think that he performed super great with the Hawks, but I know he's a great role player and has a pretty good jump shot, a good 3-point shot. So we'll see what he's going to do here. Cedi Osman at number 44. At number 45, we have Xavier Tillman, right? Xavier Tillman definitely had a great season, really played a great role for the Celtics as a big man, and obviously, won a championship this year. So congratulations to him. Definitely another, great pickup if a team is looking for a big man Detroit Pistons could certainly get one. I know they have a younger big man they just got that does really well, but I think, having that veteran big man to team up with is certainly going to help. We got Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson's a very phenomenal player, right? I know that he played for the Pistons as well at one point. Gosh, it sounds like we get rid of a lot of good players. Reggie Jackson obviously played on the Nuggets, and I believe that he won the championship the previous year in 2023 with the Nuggets. Very great guard. Him and Jamal Murray as a backcourt did absolutely phenomenal. And then Gordon Hayward, right, from the Hornets. Absolutely love Gordon Hayward. He's got a very, very, very great outside shot. Certainly a great role player if somebody's, looking for a 7th or 8th man on the bench, or, if it's just looking for a pure shooter. Either way, we have Taurean Prince from the Lakers. That's another great pickup. If somebody's looking for another 7th or 8th man coming off the bench, that's huge. And then number 49, Eric Gordon. Absolutely love Eric Gordon. Definitely another really great role player, guard to be coming off the bench at 6th or 7th man. So, and then Max Christie, guard from the Lakers as well too. So, a lot of great players currently have the potential to go to a different team, which is pretty amazing. The only thing that's really concerning is, for the Clippers, if Paul George decides to go somewhere else, they're definitely going to be in a world of hurt, right? If Tyrese Maxey decides to go somewhere else, not Tyrese Maxey, James Harden. If James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George all leave the Clippers, it's going to be rough, right? They're going to have a really rough season, and I doubt they'll make the playoffs next year without those three, right? Kawhi Leonard's a great player, don't get me wrong, but it sounds like if the Clippers, were having these players that were going to be going to the free agents or free agency, I think last year, around the trade deadline, they should have really seen, what they can do to get some younger all-stars on their team, or just trade for, a better person that's going to, really support Kawhi Leonard. So it kind of stinks for them, and the same thing with the Sixers. They're losing potentially Tyrese Maxey and as well as Buddy Hield, or Hield, which is also, they're two of their best guards. So Sixers need to find a guard, right? It's really disappointing. Ben Simmons, right, kind of left him hanging. I know Ben Simmons ended up going to the Brooklyn Nets, and for some reason he has been just out of commission, hurt his lower back or whatever. I don't know what's going on with that guy, but it's really unfortunate for the 76ers because I know that they were really starting to look good. I think if they would have kept Ben Simmons and he wouldn't have been, being a baby about playing the game of basketball, and having Tyrese Maxey and having Joel Embiid, I think they would have been an absolute phenomenal team and probably could have, made it to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. So it's going to be interesting to see, where some of these players go. So comment your thoughts below. Is there a certain player that you heard on that list that you want your team to get? What do you think is going to be the most advantageous for some of these players? Where do you think that some of these players should be going in order to put themselves in a position to win a championship, right? Because obviously that's what the game is now. It's not like where you stay with your team and you just grind out 15 seasons and you either win or you don't. It's literally let's move some pieces around on the chessboard as fast as possible and get the best team as possible so that we can win a championship. So that's all for now, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Go ahead and click thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Again, you guys are more than free to chime in on what you guys think about the free agency period. And I'm curious, what do you guys think about the Clippers, right? Losing Paul George, losing Russell Westbrook, losing James Harden, because these are three key pieces on their team and on their starting lineup. So it's definitely going to hurt their season next year tremendously. But so I'm kind of curious to hear what you guys think about that situation. Again, my name is Eli Rogers, and we will catch you guys next time on the show. See ya.